The next item on the utility menu has 6 primary functions. First of all, primary ID on and off. Now, if you intend to use a primary ID number for the column, if it is on, make sure that you record the ID number, first of all, that you will be setting in the next prompt. Record it in a separate location because you don't want to lose that number. The user will be prompted to enter this number whenever entering the programming mode. Now, the actual primary ID itself is set in this next menu item called Code Set. 1 digit at a time, scroll up to the desired number. There are 5 digits total. And press Enter at the last digit to save the number and to return. Also, now you can set up a 2-digit station number if desired. And this 2-digit number will be displayed on the front lower part of the LCD panel, and it can also be included in the data transmission if desired each time you press a reading. You can also set up a 2-digit column number if you desire, and it is also displayed similar to the station number. And it is also transmitted in the data transmission if you wish. The next item is TIR setup, and there are 4 options available for this. TIR is total indicating readout, and what happens here is as you are turning a part in a fixture, the highest reading encountered will be measured and held continuously. It'll be latched. For example, if the probe measuring the surface you have a cylinder turning and perhaps you're measuring out of round, it will indicate the maximum value that you have encountered during that cycle. So first of all, TIR on, user off. If you have the TIR on continuously, or toggle on and off with a user button, you can pick either of those 2 choices. Secondly, TIR type, you can select from max minus min, and what that does is it constantly displays the difference between the maximum and the minimum value encountered in a sweep. Or you can have it display just the maximum value encountered or just the minimum value encountered. You can also have it display an absolute value. Absolute value is not really a TIR, but the display will only go up from the mid position as negative values are automatically made positive, and these values are not latched. So as you turn, whether or not the signal is plus or minus, it will always rise above from the 0 point. The TIR max minus min positions, by the way, the reset will always be from the 20 LED point from the bottom of the bar display. There's another function here called fast TIR set. Now, if you wish to do a TIR sweep of the part quickly without missing points, this option will sample at a rate of about 3,200 samples per second for a predefined number of samples, anywhere between 1,000 to 10,000. The results will not be displayed until the time has expired. The process is reset by pressing the TIR reset button or by an external contact closure. So this is often useful, this feature, if you're in an automated process, when you're putting a part in a fixture very quickly with a machine, turning it very quickly, and you don't want to miss some of the parts as you would ordinarily in a normal TIR function. Fourth item is if TIR auto reset is engaged, and this is only done in a normal TIR mode, not the fast mode. And what happens here is that a TIR reset will be done automatically within a predefined time period once a part is removed from the fixture. So if you have a part and you're turning it in the fixture, the operator removes that part. This will cause the display to go off scale, triggering a timer. And at the end of the timeout period, the TIR display is reset to 0. So the operator would need to have the new part replaced back into the fixture before the reset occurs. And the time delay periods can range anywhere from 1 second to 10 seconds. Now, the next part of the utility menu is the serial setup. And this defines the protocol for the serial data transmissions to an external device. The data out is standard ASCII, and the communication specs are given in the manual. However, the user can define which parameters to transmit with each data reading. And these parameters include, first of all, a start character. You can include a standard start character at the beginning of each data stream to indicate the starting of a new reading. And in our column, we have utilized the small case alphanumeric A letter, which is hex 61 or decimal 97. So if you include this start character, it will always send that A at the beginning of each reading to help you identify a new reading is coming. Second, you can send station and column numbers. If you have programmed these numbers, as we previously mentioned, then they can be included in the data stream. The third item is the part number currently selected. And this is a single-digit number between 1 and 8 if you have the various part numbers programmed into the column. Also, you can include a plus or minus sign in front of the measured value. This is only important, of course, if you're displaying tolerance. And this plus or minus sign will be followed by the actual measured value, which is 7 digits plus a decimal. And then finally, you can choose whether or not you wish to include an end character, and the end character we use is an ASCII 13 or a carriage return. And this simply indicates the completion of a transmission, of a data read. So if you choose no to all of these options, the only thing that would be transmitted is the actual measured value itself. The last part of the serial setup menu is daisy chain. Now, ordinarily, when a group of columns are interconnected on the rear panel by modular cables, a data reading request on one of the columns, either by pressing a front panel push button or by rear contact closure, will cause all of the columns to send their data in sequence. So as long as all the columns are patched together with the modular connector cables, you only need to press one read button, and then all of the columns in that particular station will send their reading sequentially. This feature can be disengaged by means of this menu item if desired, and if you do disengage it, then any one column in the bank will only send its own reading when requested to do so. So for each column, you would have to press a read button, and it would send its individual reading. The last item on the main menu is the factory setup, and this is for manufacturer use only, so you don't need to do anything there. This completes all of the column programming. More detail can be found in the manual. Thank you.